Friday.
Wait, what?
Maybe not Friday.
What am I doing here?
It's that Indian Friday. It's the
oh shit!
Isn't that what they call like autumn, like Indian summer?
This is we're here on Odin's Day.
Yes, it is a Wednesday. Holy shit!
That's right.
Well, and there's a reason for that, and we told all you people last week, and I do mean you people, the listeners of this podcast, the purveyors of our nonsense,
whom we adore.
Yeah, we have to do it a little early this week. My job is calling me out of town on Friday this week, and I've got some other shit I got to take care of even earlier than that tomorrow. So, God, it was like either today or else Brandon was going to do it by himself Friday, or we're going to have a late one Saturday. It was going to be one of the three.
Yeah, do like a fucking pseudo fight companion.
Yeah, and I thought, well, you know what? Let's do it Wednesday. That was it. That's my only window. So jump through it.
Have we ever done one on a Wednesday?
If we have, it's been a long time ago.
Yeah, because we've had the rare Thursday or the even rarer Saturday.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever rocked one out this early in the week.
Probably not, because even on days, usually if I'm out Friday, then we do it on a Thursday.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the first time because I'm trying to fit a whole like 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag.
You got some spillage.
Yeah, it's not working out. It's not working out. But nonetheless, it'll happen. I will get all my bullshit done, requirements, job and personal life and everything else. And lo and behold, all things will be good.
Sounds like a hell of a fancy lifestyle you lead.
God, I ain't gonna lie. I've been working harder than an ugly stripper lately. I mean, it's just.
Does a stripper have to really work hard, even if she's not that attractive, or maybe like a little?
I think so. I think if they don't want to, I mean, you've heard of making it rain. You don't want somebody to make it hail, throwing dimes at you.
Yeah, you can put an eye out with that shit. I'm thinking more like along the lines of our good friend Ruben, who I don't think
is a stripper.
As a man who will appreciate a C-string stripper.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he'd probably be perfectly all right with it, but
yeah.
And there's a lot of people. Most of the friends I hang around with probably be okay with it, but the reality is that you're not. I mean, you ain't paying $30 at the door for shit like that. So
that's right. Fuck yeah, man. I never understood why. I mean, yeah, like people might just go in and not spend any money on the ladies. But $30 just to get the fuck in the door to spend a couple shekels on some
that's
tits?
usually some high dollar shit though.
Yeah,
that's where they're flying them in from Austin or fucking. I almost said Louisiana. That'd be funny.
That's where you'd have them Reuben type gals.
But I mean, from like Southern California or Phoenix or Austin or Denver. That's when you fly in. The really high dollar ones for like a one night show.
You'll feature acts.
Yeah. So yeah, but that's not what you're going to get around here. Right around here in our immediate area, you ain't going to get shit.
I might be wrong, but didn't fucking Stormy Daniels pass through Lubbock a couple months ago?
No.
Down at Jaguars?
Maybe. Well, because Jaguars is about the only one that's within about a 3-hour drive of here.
Yeah.
And Jaguars is one of those, they do their like little special nights and shit like that. So it's almost always $10 to get in, but you can bring your own cooler full of beer.
That's the beauty of it. That was why I enjoyed it so much. I heard a commercial for it on the radio one of the first times I drove through Lubbock. It said 18 and up. I was like fucking 19. It's like, oh hey guys, you know how we were just going to go to the mall and hang out? We're not going to do that anymore. We're going to take that fucking mall money and go see some tits. We're freshly graduated motherfuckers. Let's go look at some boobs.
Yeah.
Didn't know it was full on fucking uppers and downers down there,
Yeah, you bet. I mean, yeah, in some cases that's good news.
Yeah.
If you're a 19-year-old, but
I'd put down like once I had 21, I put down like a 12-pack Killian's Irish Red and just forgot the rest of the night till about 4 a.m.
Yeah, well, and they had, not that I'm a historical aficionado of strip clubs in Lubbock, but they had Players Club.
Players, I remember that.
Long time ago.
Nibbles there in the...
Well, Players was kind of the upscale one, and that was a little more expensive to get in, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think I want to say it's like $20, but they would bring in some talent. If they had a full bar, I mean, you're paying $10 a drink, 12, whatever.
Damn. Fuck.
Yeah, if you're just drinking like cans of beer, or in the plastic bottles or whatever. Yeah, it was like $8-10, something like that. Some ridiculous shit like that.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, but now you go to Nibbles. That was one of those, $10, $15 a door, whatever. Hey, bring in your 45-quart cooler full of beer.
Oh, and guess what? There's a package store right next door. It was fucking perfect.
Yeah. Now, I wasn't a huge fan of the lighting because they'd like
no.
The fluorescents don't make strippers look all that pleasing, aesthetically pleasing.
That is true, unless their upkeep is just top notch.
I mean, I'd always get the vibe I was hanging out in a friend's garage watching ladies take their clothes off.
It was the first time I realized, I didn't realize piercings could glow in the dark.
Yeah. Fun times. But, but all those went away. Jaguars came into town once players kind of went away, and they've been around ever since. God, they had another one come through. It was a chain, and it was around, I don't know, a year and a half, maybe 2 years. Not Casablanca. It was, God, what was Humphrey Bogart's character's name in Casablanca?
Oh, fucking
hell. I don't know. It was some variation of that, and they tried to play off of this, like, 1940s vibe.
That sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was really, really expensive. It was prohibitively expensive.
I'd pay a little extra for that type of ambience.
Yeah. I mean, it was fine. And I'd only heard of reviews from our good friend Bobby. But
a man whose opinion I would trust on such things.
Well, yeah, especially on if it's kind of he's a bit of a thrifty fella, if we're being honest,
Yeah, I've learned that lately.
God, it's going to bug me now. I can't think of the name of this place, but it was a really really upscale, classy place. But like I said, pricey as hell to get in, and drinks were going to cost you a fortune.
God damn.
But yeah, so they didn't last, and they were a chain too. You know, I mean, not like a huge chain. Jaguars actually has got 7 other locations.
Well, Texas?
Yeah, well, mostly, yeah.
Yeah? God damn.
I think they have a couple out of state, but mostly through like San Angelo, I think, and San Antonio. Yeah,
Texas is really known for its titty bars.
Apparently, they don't have this weird draconian hang up on laws prohibiting you to enjoy yourself with a little bit of alcohol.
Yeah.
New Mexico, on the other hand, they treat everybody as if we were on the res. Everybody across the board. And I don't mean that in a demeaning way. I mean that in a, hey, we're going to be up your ass telling you what you can and can't do way.
Yeah. So enjoy whatever you hopefully can that we can provide.
Well, in Colorado, same thing. I mean, pretty cool. They're not quite as lax as bringing your own shit in the door.
Yeah.
But they're very, very lax on most other things pertaining to strip clubs and bars in general.
Yeah.
Hell, they're trying to get those up in Denver. They were trying to get those cannabis bars up and going. And they're like, ooh, I don't know. We want people getting fucked up on 2 things at one time. I don't know.
Apparently, it's really tough to serve both, even in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
When it first began, you could rock both in the same place. The same place you'd buy your weed, you could buy beers and hang out and enjoy it. The government shut that shit down pretty quick.
Yeah.
I think it's like an either-or thing now.
Yeah, that's, I mean, shit, you might as well just go ahead. I'm trying to figure out how to go ahead and get this fire started. Can somebody hand me some gasoline? That's the, the only reference I can think of. Phoenix, they're cool. They're cool as shit with strip clubs. I mean, back when I was there in 94, because I was actually going to move there, man, you can't sling a cat in that city without hitting the door of a strip club, man, at that time.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, to the point where we went in one. This friend and I, we were in the Marines at the same time. He got out a couple of months before I did and was trying to convince me to move there. And so was showing me all the good shit. Well, and other shit wasn't quite so good. But he was showing me around, and he's like, hey, you want to grab a bite? And I said, yeah. And we walk up, and I said, man, this place looks like a strip club. Well, that's because it was a strip club with a buffet.
Oh, shit, yeah.
It's a lunch buffet.
Food?
Dudes wearing coats and ties and shit. Businessmen, I mean, what possesses you go, hey, let's go down and look some jugs and throw down some grub. Huh?
I really like that chicken chow mein they get down there on the weekends.
And the funny thing is, I couldn't bring I think I ate whatever was fried. Anything that probably was mayonnaise-based, I couldn't bring myself to even get near.
Mayonnaise-based or cold?
Whoa.
Who wants some tater salad? No, thank you.
Yeah, well, the generalized idea of eating anything from a strip club is a little repulsive anyway.
Yeah, Yeah, just like, hey, I'll just eat in my bathroom.
It's real similar in many ways. But so everybody around us is cool. Yeah, Texas is fine with things. Colorado, Arizona, all of them in their own way. New Mexico,
Nope. Apparently we're trying to hold out.
I mean, they've got one or two in Albuquerque I'm aware of. Well, one I know I'm aware of, and another I think is still there. But, and even those places will have a good time because you're probably going to get your head cracked open because they got like 15 security guys standing around.
Yeah.
They hire a bunch of huge bouncers from, all over the place. Well, I get it. You don't want to operate a club like that without a lot of resources, but it is interesting in the state of New Mexico that they have to have 3 times the number.
Fuck yeah. Well, like especially in Albuquerque, Rubens told, because he would go to, when he goes to the Sunshine to go to concerts down there, apparently there's a strip club like right down the road on Central.
Right, a couple of blocks, yeah.
And every time he's been there, I've always heard a story about shit popping off down there and 5-0 having to be called and bouncers having to do their jobs.
I just don't think that people in this state in general, I'm painting with a broad brush, I don't think they know how to fucking behave. I mean,
that's true.
You present them with anything kind of even halfway cool, and they go off acting like the 8-year-old younger brother that's on the spectrum, Yeah,
that's why we can't have anything nice.
Nope.
That's why we can't have anything nice.
And so, anyway, if you want anything nice, well, hey, guess what? You get to go visit one of our neighboring states. Could be worse. It could be Oklahoma because they don't allow shit in that state.
Yeah, and they have terrible weather.
Beer is all 3-2, So it could be worse.
That's true.
Not much, but it could be
enjoy what we got. Oh, fuck. Welcome to the Mead Metal MMA podcast.
Not that we were wanting to ramble or anything.
Well, start talking about breasts and naked women and buffets.
The old fun bag buffet.
God damn.
But it is the Mead Metal MMA podcast where we come together weekly, or at least to the best of our abilities. I don't think we've missed a weekend yet.
No, we haven't. We've gotten something out.
Yeah. So, working on, well over a year and a half now. So
yeah, episode number 80.
I hope you bastards are pleased. Anyway, we come together weekly to talk about the 3 things that we appreciate: Mead, Metal, and MMA. Speaking of which, let's get off on the Mead tangent. For those of you wondering what we've been doing with Troublemaker, we've been letting that shit turn into money.
That's right. Turn it into crisp, clear, cool money.
At least at some point whenever we get around to bottling it.
Yeah,
that's the
probably. Next weekend looks good.
Yeah. This heat saps the shit out of me. I have no desire to do anything.
Yeah, who wants to fucking bottle at 9 o'clock at night?
Yeah.
And it's like, by then, we're far gone enough to be like, nah,
I wouldn't trust me to run a corker.
Let's just put a straw in there and call it good.
Yeah. Trusting me to operate something with moving parts that requires a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
No, probably not.
Or like putting labels on shit. It's got to be in the day, and it's got to be the plan.
Oof. So, but we'll get it done eventually. It's just a matter of when. So, but that is still a remaining project. As far as the rest of it goes, following up after last week, thinking on for this past week. Again, thanks to Gail for supplying us a bottle from Redstone Meadery, but we put out far better stuff.
I have to admit, I mean, it's just I think we brushed on this last week. I like how you can taste the honey in it. I also don't like that you can taste nothing but the honey.
It clobbers you over the head with it. Yeah.
Well, we're in an age now where people just want to go buy a pint of peppermint schnapps and go wild.
Yeah. So what we put together, it's true Viking age stuff. So
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to get your sugar intake on this wine. You're just not.
So and then had somebody comment saying, there's a lot of extra stuff in this bottle of Long Ships. Yeah, it's called wood, son. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Because it was a lot of French oak that we had in there for a very long time. It's probably the closest thing that tastes like bourbon that we've done yet.
And it's not as sweet as bourbon either.
No, it's got a real oaky flavor to it. So if that's kind of your bag, you might want to get with us on this Long Ships before we start running low. So.
Yeah.
And we still have a couple of other varieties, but, get with us on that. I'm not going to go out of our way to talk about things we've got 1 or 2 bottles of. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to grabbing one of them Holly Kings and setting them aside for the holiday season. Like a 2-year-old bottle of fucking Holly King.
I think we have one left.
Got one left. We need to put that bitch to the side.
Yeah, probably right, because I think we cracked one, I don't know, weeks ago.
Yeah. No, I don't think we did. I remember drinking Holy King. Runestone. Cracked open Runestone.
Yeah. Didn't Ruben buy the...
Ruben bought Long Ships.
Was it? Because I thought it might have been the Holy King, but
Yeah, it was either that. No, it wasn't Green Man.
well, I'd have to go through and look. Yeah, I thought it would have been Green Man, but I know it wasn't. So,
Yeah.
but with all of those we've mentioned, we've got like one or two. So,
Yeah,
you know.
they're in limited quantity.
So anyway, but yeah, we'll get around to more of that. If you want to support our stuff, our musical endeavors, we'll certainly take donations. And if the donation's big enough, hey, we might have a bottle of mead for you.
That's right, because we are friendly folk.
And if you live where I got to mail it off, probably not going to happen. Cause,
Then we're not friendly folk.
yeah, well, and again, we'd have to see. Because we'd had a guy a long time ago, way back a year and a half ago, wanting us to send him something to Utah. I'm like, no. You live basically in the Eastern Bloc nations back during the Cold War is what you live
You'll
in.
drink what the state wants you to drink.
Yeah, no, because the state buys every bottle of liquor manufactured or transported in and then turns around and sells it to the public.
God damn.
It's the Chicago gangster style business model, set up by Al Capone.
I don't understand the benefit of that, though.
The state makes a lot of money.
Well, yeah,
There's nobody
outside of cheddar.
And nobody's avoiding taxes. That's for some reason Utah has it in their head. Everybody's trying to fucking get over on the tax system. It's just like people in this country when they start throwing a fit over these people shouldn't be having food stamps. They're all getting away with something. No, they're not. There's a small percentage that are, but the majority are not getting away with anything. But that's the way that Utah looks at alcohol, is that they don't want anybody getting away with taxes in that state. So,
God damn. So it's always go for the vices.
Yeah, pretty much. Utah being the state as it is, it has its history.
Well, shit. And vices like in Wyoming, the sin tax, basically, that's what we call it, is very minimal.
Yeah.
Very, very minimal. Where fucking here, everything else is bumped up by an extra buck or two.
Yeah, it's dialed in before you see it. It doesn't come up on the receipt showing what your excise tax is. I mean, it's already figured into the wholesale price of the liquor or beer or whatever it is in the first place. All the applicable taxes they put on it, so then you see one price and think, oh, all right, well, whatever. Yeah, but you're paying the tax.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They ain't going to pay that shit for you.
Moving on to metal this week. Not that I'm trying to speed along, but we just don't have a lot of updates on Mead right now at this moment. The metal side of things,
A little proggy here in the middle of the week.
Well, and here's the one thing, too, is that it's not going to change the release list for today. I'd got on Loudwire earlier, and I thought, well, let's have a look and see what's out today that might be of interest to our adoring fan base out there. Which is putting it heavily and sarcastically, by the way. Dead Sarah has got a new record out this week. And I thought, well, it's kind of a catchy tune. And then I listened to the lyrics just a bit, and I went, oh, well, you know what? That one will never get radio play because one of the refrains of the song is "fuck Trump." So, but anyway, Dead Sarah, the chick band, and I'm starting to think they're either because their video is a little rough that I watched, and I don't know anything about these. I think it's a chick band. Yeah. If it's not, it might be a one chick band doing the whole Dweezil Zappa play everything thing.
Oh, huh. Well, shit, I guess it can be done.
Yeah.
Dave Grohl did it for Foo Fighters when they first kicked off.
Right. But Dead Sarah, their new one out, first one in a couple of years. Temporary Things Taking Up Space. It's an EP, so you might want to look into that. Also out today, Ex Mortis, Sound of Steel. Not a fan. It's a little grindcore-ish for me. The Consortium with Rogaland, that's out today. Again, I think Consortium. They're another one's a little heavy for me. The vocals are a little harsh, but but it's not musically doing anything for me.
Right.
But that might be your thing.
Well, it usually means it's not doing anything new.
Yeah.
It's like, this is fine.
They're doing yet another re-release of Megadeth, Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good.
God, I think they've re-released that like 4 times.
Yeah, they're calling this one The Final Kill. Okay.
Until Dave Mustaine dies, then it will come out again.
And there's another one that I was actually a little bit impressed with. Kind of proggy, but it also had a depth of a little bit of power to it. And that would be Nereis, I believe, is an Nereis. Turning Point. They're on Eclipse Records. I was pleased by the one track that I was able to locate. That's the one thing about Wednesdays is because you may or may not be able to find shit from some of these acts that have got something new coming out. So.
Yeah, they normally come out, especially on YouTube around Friday.
Yeah, which, they'll usually put out, full albums, so you can kind of get a whole breadth and scale of what it is that somebody's offering. Not so much if you do it on a Wednesday. Yeah. Sunstorm, they have out Road to Hell. My only problem with those guys is they're bringing the 80s back, and I don't know if I mean that in a good way. There are a lot of musical devices that you would encounter from a lot of your metal acts through the mid 80s, and they're kind of replicating a lot of that. And they're not the only band to do it, by the way. But not a fan.
Yeah.
Tomb Mold, they put out theirs. The name should be a giveaway. They're kind of one of those Cannibal Corpse kind of bands, if that's like your cup of tea. Tomb Mold might be your cup of tea as well. Tremonti is probably my favorite release of the week.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with you on that. I mean, I don't know if is this his debut for his solo shit?
No, I think he had out.
I know he did the Alter Bridge stuff.
Yeah, I want to say that actually Tremonti had a different one. And what we're talking about, he's actually the front man in this band, and you might also recognize him as being the lead guitar player from Creed.
With arms wide open.
Yeah, it's a bizarre thing. Yeah, actually, as far as Tremonti goes, and the one thing I do have a problem with is they actually had Wolfgang Van Halen play bass for the first record they had.
Good to see that kid getting work.
Yeah. See, A Dying Machine came out. It comes out on Friday, but All I Was came out in 2012, Cauterized 2015, and Dust in 2016. So album number 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
Busy asshole.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's Mark Tremonti, a busy dude, and lays down the vocals on this as well, which makes you kind of think, well, why do they have Scott Stapp around in Creed?
For laughs,
I guess.
I'm sure he has a hell of a sense of humor.
Lead guitar players kind of have a bit of a different approach when it comes to laying stuff down. I mean, everything from song build, which I don't know why, but lead guitar players that are frontmen in bands as well have this tendency of doing a really slow build. And I get it. It's like this build and build and build and build, and hey, release. Now just get to it. Just get your song done. I want to know what the riff is. I want to know what you got going on for a bridge if the song's kind of dull on its own rights.
Yeah.
I want to get to all the shit.
I want to get piss off on the added on drivel.
Yeah. But yeah, so Mark Tremonti, he's got a new one coming out on Friday. Yeah, and I mean because he's lead guitar player for Creed. I think front man for Alter Bridge as well. Right?
No,
or is he just guitar
player
okay.
for Alter Bridge.
Which still not quite heavy. If you're looking for a little bit heavier, Tremonti's probably where you need to go.
Yeah, I mean Alter Bridge is slightly heavier than Creed.
Yeah.
This Tremonti is, musically is pretty goddamn riffy and cool.
It is, it's certainly not. I'll tell you what it's not. It is not your soccer mom music like you get from Creed. So
yeah. It's super proggy. Super proggy.
And got one other one that might be worthy of mention, I guess. Honorable mentions I usually do if something gets shut out of an award ceremony or something.
They get the Silver Star, the Check Plus.
The problem I have is Trillium, never a huge fan, but here's the problem that Trillium has now is that somebody got a little crazy with kind of their ego. It's now Amanda Somerville's Trillium, so who wears the pants in that band.
It's what they should do with Ghost now. Now that Tobias Forge is like, oh, yeah, I'm the only static member. Everyone else is just basically session guitarists, and I like to cycle them out.
Didn't Agalok kind of try to do the same thing? And
it did not work out well at all. You got berated by a fucking Finnish man thousands of miles away.
Yeah.
Saying, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And have we got a new Agalog album since? Absolutely not. And that's a goddamn tragedy. Because that last album was awesome.
Yeah, and it really was. But again, you get a guy, you get these weird genius types, which and stuff just can't meet their expectations.
Menapa.
Yeah, and what's his face from Opeth? Really?
Oh fuck yeah,
Michael, right?
Yeah, Acker, fuck.
Yeah, you get a lot of these guys, and that they have this expectation level that they think they should be able to meet. And the easiest thing to do is scapegoat somebody else in the band. Say, well, we would get the sound I want except for that guy.
Yeah.
And that's not good, and it's usually going to cause a rift. And it certainly did in Agalok, and they never came back from it. So.
Which, yeah, that really sucks, man. That band was on the precipice of something great.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I need to probably do some research and see what went on with the remaining members of that act. It'd be awesome if they went on and did something great without, the front man. So
they had to have attached, because they were all fucking great musicians.
Yeah.
So they had to have jumped onto something else.
You would think, but nonetheless, it is a cautionary tale that having a genius in the band's all well and good, but do you really, really want that genius to start butting heads with David Lee Roth and then bring in a whole series of bullshit and then start cutting people loose? That
yeah, I mean, why?
Oh, did I switch over to Van Halen? I think I did.
Well, it fits.
Yeah,
it really does fit. Yeah, after they put out the Serpent and the Sphere, which came out in fucking
Serpent and the Sphere, was that their newest one?
May 13th of 2014.
Okay, yeah, that would be. So then, 4 years ago.
Then 2 years later, nope, we're done.
Yeah. Yeah, because they talked about doing some touring. I don't know, but Agalok they were a good act if you're wanting to kind of get in your deepen your knowledge of, where did they really fall? Not, I guess, kind of in a folk metal kind of a classification.
Yeah, like black folk metal.
Yeah. Yeah, they're worth checking out. So if you're just looking around for stuff to do, AGA LLOCH. So, yeah.
The front man and founder of the band went on to form a band called Pelorian, and everybody else started a project called Karada.
All right. So in other words, it was a toxic breakup, and nobody has recovered.
Yeah, it's nope, we're good.
Yeah,
I think we're done here.
All right. What do you got going on for the metal side this time?
I don't know how familiar you are with Obituary or Deicide.
Really not black metal, right? Thrash.
Deicide's a little on thrash. Yeah, basically thrash. Ralph Santalla had a heart attack back at the beginning of the month and has tragically passed away. So another loss in the metal realm. Not a one that will reverberate, for sure, but still pretty shitty.
Yeah, I've got my phone set up for alerts. Whenever we get any kind of an alert coming from, having to do with anything really in the formats, we kind of keep an eye on. And that one went below that radar. So
yeah. Apparently, Tremonti, who we were just fucking talking about, covered Metallica's Sanitarium on Hello Kitty guitars for Metal Injection. So that might be something to check out after we're done here. Apparently the harmonies are dope.
Dave Grohl apparently looking at producing a new TV show with his mom about rock stars' moms.
The one aspect of music I give no fucks about.
Yeah, from cradle to stage, features interviews with the moms of Adam Levine, Tom Morello, and more. Foo Fighters, Dave Grohl.
Oh, so for lackluster musicians,
yes,
Tom Morello, Tom Morello, I'll pull him out of the fire. He does some shit.
Yeah,
Adam Levine,
right.
Oh, yeah, I really want to know what that mom has to say. Oh, well, life was really tough when he was young, but then when he made all his money, life got better. The end. 20 seconds.
So Dave Grohl, who can do no wrong when it comes to music, sticking his nose into TV, and it's not sounding great. His mom, Virginia Hanlon Grohl, they're both executive producing a new docuseries about rock moms.
God
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, Pharrell, Adam Levine, Tom Morello. I guess we're using a wide definition of
I was
rock
going to say,
stars,
it should just be musician.
yeah.
Because I want to know, like, I want you to go fucking meet Hetfield's mom or talk to Cliff Burton's mother and father who are still alive.
Yeah, that's some sad shit.
Yeah, but, well, it's actually, Cliff Burton's dad will come out every once in a while, like if it's Cliff Burton's anniversary of his birthday or his death, and come out and say some, kind words, and then Metallica will come out and shred. I don't want to know what Pharrell's mom is up to these days.
No, not really.
I mean, my interest in Foo Fighters has waned significantly over probably the past 3 years.
I guess, is it safe to say Dave Grohl's getting bored?
I think it's safe to say Dave Grohl has gotten maybe a little too big for his britches.
Oh, that's what I always wanted to do, is co-produce a series with my mother.
I want to make rock and roll, and TV as well, because that's there. I don't know. It just seems like wasted time to me. I'm sure there'll be people out there that'll really enjoy it, but it won't be music fans.
Yeah.
Because they don't give a fuck.
I know. God, he's got a real loyal following, though.
Oh, fuck yeah. Dave Grohl has
reasonably so, but this sounds like some horse shit.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to talk shit about Dave Grohl. I fucking love Dave Grohl. He's one of the more genuine musicians out there now.
We're talking shit about Dave Grohl, the TV producer.
That's right. The newly minted TV producer. And I'm not even talking shit about his mother being the same way. You should have just been the rock mother of Dave Grohl.
Yeah. Nice job, Virginia.
That's right. Damn it. Let's see. We got born today. Oh, man. Tony Levin.
All right.
Session bass player.
Right.
Steve Vai, born today, 1960. God damn, dude is fucking approaching 60.
Getting close to 60, yeah. Yeah, Steve Vai. I mean, my only real exposure to him was when he had that appearance in Crossroads.
Yeah. That was my first one, too, when I was a kid.
And I thought, well, this guy's awesome. I need to check out more of his shit. Well, as it turns out, basically his best shit probably was what was in that movie.
Yeah, he's not a blues musician.
No. But even like a lot of the riffy shit that he was pulling off. I mean, Ry Cooder wrote every bit of music in that flick, except for Steve Vai's parts. But
actually Ralph Macchio's parts are played by Steve Vai.
Yeah. Yep. So, it's fine, but he went on to be kind of one of those Yngwie types that is like, I can appreciate a shredder for about 2-3 minutes.
Yeah.
And after that, unless they're blowing me away by some other weird shit I've never seen before, my attention span starts to kind of wane a bit.
Yeah, turns into background music. The days of an all-instrumental rock album with just a shredder are behind us.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still appreciated, and people listen to them, but they're just not what they used to be.
There was a point in my life when I was a teenager, and I appreciated Surfing with the Alien.
Yep. Still my favorite Satriani album.
Yeah, but I'm not going to go back and listen to Satriani albums is the other thing.
No, this is 1989 Satriani, too.
Right. Yeah, the Satriani that came in like at welterweight back then, yeah.
Right. When he had hair.
Not the 265, looking like Fedor. That's not
right. And let's see. Tom Araya, born today, 1961. Bass player for Sly Air, who are calling it quits this year.
Allegedly.
I think this one will stick.
Yeah.
I think Tom Araya just wants nothing to do with Kerry King anymore.
Well, and they're putting together a really good tour to go out on. What
yep.
are they think they're going to wait around 2 or 3 years and 4 years put out another tour like this? No, probably not.
Nah.
This is it. Strike while the
Lamb
iron's
of
hot.
God, Testament. Yeah, it's the proper, and Anthrax. That's the proper package to send Slayer out on.
Well, because it's about one half of what was the Masters of Rock tour?
Yeah,
basically way back when.
Oh yeah, back in the early '90s.
Yeah, early '90s.
I don't know. I mean, it's not like they put young bands on this bill to try to give them a heads up.
They know what their audience is.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we're bringing the acts of the 80s and the 90s. Well, Lamb of God's probably the newest band.
Mid 90s, yeah.
That's the newest band
they're the Pups. Mid late 90s, yeah.
I mean, I'd go I'd go to one if it was like in fucking Clovis at the Civic Center for $15. I mean, I
sure
like
the ticket price is going to be a little higher.
I like Slayer. I'm just not huge enough into it to trek through a concert of theirs.
No. God, I've got little to no interest in that. I guess it would depend. If it's a cool outdoor venue like over in Lubbock, that West Texas Amphitheater or something like that, to where I could just like pour beer down my throat, like, just one after another.
Sit on a grassy knoll.
Yeah.
While teenagers murder each other in the pit down in the orchestra pit.
I would probably be of interest in that. That's about it.
Yeah.
It'd have to be an outdoor venue that's like an all-day thing almost, yeah.
Well, that's usually how it goes if they have anything out there at the amphitheater or the pavilion.
Yeah.
Because I saw Lamb of God out there, long time ago, back when Static X was still a thing. And they had, like, your main bands were playing in the amphitheater. Well, they had some smaller bands playing in the pavilion kind of nearly at the same time. Man, I used to love moshing as a teenager.
Sure.
It's a lot
it's
of
a
fun.
teenager's game.
Yeah.
No, it's not an old man's game.
You see these motherfuckers at a Lamb of God concert. I immediately just went to the bar inside the pavilion and just drank.
Yeah.
Enjoyed the music from a distance while some weird costume band was playing in the pavilion.
And I know if, like, we get around to catching a show over at Jake's back room, I know that I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to be nowhere even close to what's going on with that shit.
Yeah, there are very few bands be like, okay, I'm going to be amongst the masses for this one.
Right.
There's just not a lot of them out there.
Yeah. Venues for that tour, the Slayer's final tour, I could do that outdoor amphitheater over there. I could do Red Rocks in Denver. That'd be all right. Man, but outside of that, it's hard for me to think of a venue I would personally enjoy. They would never have them at the Hollywood Bowl,
Right. I don't think they could draw the crowd to do that.
No, not. I don't even know. They could have maybe in 88, 89. Not now.
Farewell or otherwise.
I wouldn't want to see him at like AT&T over in Dallas. I have no interest. I wouldn't mind seeing some shit like that at a really seedy venue though, like maybe the El Paso County Coliseum. I mean, if it's a shit venue, if it's just a turd to punch bowl kind of venue, maybe, because then I would have nostalgia going on.
Oh man, I mean, I think Slayer might have hung around a little too long.
You think?
That,
I think they hung around probably an extra 20 years longer than they needed to.
Well, they've put out some pretty decent shit here in the new millennium, and that last album was probably their Hardwired. Probably the best shit they've put out since the 80s.
Really?
Yeah. Repentless.
God, I'm going to have to go back and listen to that because I wasn't a huge fan. But my problem is I've never been a huge Slayer fan anyway.
Yeah. I mean, they have a few gems in the rough. Like Raining Blood. Raining Blood is probably my favorite.
But again, that was from 80.
Yeah, that was from Raining Blood. I just think came
85, 84, 85. Yeah.
Yeah, shit. Certainly the 80s.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. If you're complaining about our lack of knowledge, we've just been around too long. I don't memorize years because I don't know.
Yeah, there's just too much shit.
Yeah.
There's just too much shit.
I can't cram any more shit in between these two ears.
Yeah. I mean, we like a lot of things.
Everything now is just guesswork.
And usually when we hear something that we really, really dig, that pushes out about 2 or 3 bands.
But, so anyway, I don't wish them anything bad. I don't have a lot of desire to catch their tour that they've got. I would probably be more up for seeing Lamb of God than Slayer. Actually,
yeah,
they got to be like the co-headliner, right?
Oh fuck yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, you got Anthrax on there, who's, I mean, fucking thrash metal royalty. You got Testament, who's not far behind.
Testament wouldn't be bad. See, the tour's going to be in Austin on June 20th. That's a Wednesday, so that's a nah. And that's at the Austin 360 Amphitheater.
Yeah, it seems like all these are primarily outdoors because they know they're just playing to a bunch of sweaty white dudes.
They have an odd tour manager. Okay, they do a weird little Orlando swing, back-to-back days, and then they go to Houston, go to Dallas, go to Austin. Then then off to Guilford, New Hampshire.
Yes, where it's teeming with Slayer fans.
And Bangor, Wantock, Scranton. Oh,
I think
my
it's
God.
bullshit that Maine gets better concerts than we do.
Yeah,
It's
well,
fucking Maine.
it's got to be like like some kind of a weird sympathy thing, right? It's like, well, you people are the Arkansas of the North, so here comes our shit.
And we're leaving, so we might as well play Bangor.
Bangor, Maine.
Shit.
God, but you know what? They're playing Fiddler's Green in Inglewood on August 18th. That's a Saturday. That's the fair. I can't go.
Ah, shit.
That fair fucks with my summer concert schedule more than you are aware.
There was a fair that fucked us out of Paul Bear, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
Same fair.
That's why I boycott the fair every year. I'm going to picket it this year. I'm
picket line of
still
one.
sore on that.
Yeah, but yeah, Slayer, Lamb of God, Anthrax, pretty much the big three there. God, yeah. Yeah, because even then, when I start looking at the week off I'm taking, by that time they'll be in San Jose. I'm not going to fucking San Jose, California, and get stabbed.
Which you will get stabbed, especially at a Slayer concert.
They're only second to like Oakland, as far as like chances of getting a shiv.
Right.
You have a better chance of catching a shiv on the streets of Oakland than you do in the prison there.
Goddamn.
But anyway, that's our thoughts on the Slayer tour.
about as in-depth as our thoughts on strippers.
None but positives.
That's right. This is the Positivity Podcast now. Well, on to...
Oh, are we done with metal?
I think so.
Okay.
After birthdays, I got
I
nothing.
think we've talked the air out of that bag.
And it's a pretty big week for Chingaso's way.
We've been waiting for a really, really big week. We keep pretending some of these events. Last week was... I couldn't even act. I couldn't even pretend last week's Friday night card was anything worth a shit.
Yeah. I mean, it was entertaining.
Sam Alvey got a win by decision. That's what we like to see.
Yeah. I think it was a close enough fight to where it could have gone either way, but I'm glad it went Alvey's way.
But that's just it. A couple of finishes, but man, nothing worth writing home about.
That main event finish was
the main
fucking...
event. Well, there was a reason why it's the main event, but everything else under it, they did not work their ass off to try to build a good card.
Yeah, the Arce Daniel Tamer fight was pretty good. Got a late stoppage in that.
Yeah. Because I was talking about Arce doing the oak out che. That's
and he got the ear ray Akidne. The prelims were filled with decisions, and there were no questions about them.
So UFC Utica will be known as a terrible, terrible card. But
unless you got the prelims, because they apparently had a really rare submission on the prelims, Bravo choke.
Oh wow!
In the Nathaniel Wood Johnny Eduardo fight, which Eduardo lost.
Well, it's kind of fun to hear about those ones that you never see in the UFC. You see them in like BJJ competitions, maybe. But
I mean, the main card, it was, except for the Alvey fight, was finishes top to bottom. So I mean, as far as entertainment factor, it was there.
Yeah, but bunch fighters you've never heard of. And
yeah.
The reason why they do that is because you have to set up for a weekend like what we have coming up here this week. Was UFC 226?
225.
Five. Because they keep building 226 right now, and that's looking like a great card coming up too. But yeah.
Oh man, yeah. But yeah, 225 looks like it is going to kick some serious ass.
As long as it holds up.
If this card holds up, there's something in it for everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember Rashad Evans?
Yeah.
Well, he's closing out the Fight Pass prelims.
God, how long before he decides it's time to go to Bellator?
I don't know, man. I think he's at a weird point in his life where he's been with the UFC long enough. If he were to leave and go fight somewhere else, he'd probably be fucking up some guaranteed money just to stay with the company in some form of ambassadorial capacity.
Well, it didn't work out well for Chuck Liddell.
It did until they sold.
Yeah.
Because as soon as they sold, who's this fucking old guy?
Yeah.
Get him the fuck out of here.
I started thinking that IMG was owned by nothing but millennials. That was the...
Devin Conan O'Brien.
But
oh, man.
Yeah, well, Rashad's on the card. Holly Holmes on the card.
And that fight's actually going to be at light heavyweight. Rashad's bumping back up. Apparently, he don't want to worry about the weight cut from middleweight.
Yeah. God, weight cutting's been a little bit of an issue.
Yes, it has. Dana White's like saying, fuck you to morning weigh-ins. You've ruined too many cards for me. And so we're going back to the way it was. You want to see an emaciated Conor McGregor lose his mind on the stage? Well, now you can.
Yeah. I'm not pleased unless the fighters are looking all gray and ashen, about ready to fall down.
I use that as like as a measuring stick to be like, I don't know if this guy's going to do very well tomorrow.
Right.
Just based on how he looks now and how little time he has to recover.
And especially once they removed you can't do an IV anymore, because that used to be a pretty quick snapback. But, man, when they were in that groove there for about 2 years, year and a half, 2 years, where no IVs after the weight cut, and then the weight cut on that Friday, man, there'd be dudes up there looking like a baby fawn, looking like Bambi in the first 10 minutes.
Like Connor comes to mind. Joanna certainly comes to mind.
Yeah.
She looks, when she's cutting weight, she looks like that sister from Pet Sematary.
Yeah, and her eyes are all bulged out, and she's, that's normal.
It's a tough weight cut for the little dudes and the little ladies. But hey, you got to keep these cards solid. I don't think going back to the way it was, we still had failed weights when we were doing weigh-in.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing is the failure is announced for everyone, and everyone gets to be shocked together.
Right.
Where this way, you got Friday morning weigh-ins, you wake up, you're like, oh, this cocksucker didn't make weight. Well, that's weird. So I don't see the benefit to going back to where the ceremonial weigh-in is your actual weigh-in.
I think shaming's a pretty big thing. So
yeah, well, hell, you look at Mackenzie Dern when she came out like for the ceremonial weigh-in, she didn't seem too happy with herself, and then tried to shake that girl's hand. She's like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You're going to kick my ass tomorrow, but I'm not going to shake your hand for missing weight by 8 pounds.
No, thank you, flyweight.
Get out to the division you belong.
So Holly Holm on the card, former champ. Well, I guess.
Yeah, fighting on the main card. At featherweight fight, main card. Everyone's bitching about CM Punk opening main card, but Holly Holm on this card, when you got Overeem, Ricardo Lamas, Gedalia, and Esparza, even fucking Clay Guida's on this card.
Yeah.
There are a lot of big names on here, and you have Holly Holm, Megan Anderson. Megan Anderson, I don't think, has fought in the UFC yet.
I don't know, but here's the problem of that featherweight division, 145, or as I like to call it, the cyborg division, because that's the only reason they even put that division out there. But they're like, yeah, whoever wins this, man, probably going to be in title contention. Well, yeah, because there's like 5 people in the whole weight division.
Yeah, they have no ranking. You have a champ, but you have no ranking.
Guarantee if Chris Cyborg ended up going out and doing something that made it to where she could never fight again the rest of her life, they would fold that division.
Sure.
It is the cyborg division. It's only there for one fighter. I call it bullshit.
Yeah. Even if, just say that were to happen and Holly Holm were to win the belt, I don't think you're going to get a division. She's not going to be able to carry it.
Yeah.
She's just not. She was barely able to carry the bantamweight division the fucking 4 months she had the belt.
Be a lot like who's the Belgian chick that Holly Holm had fought and lost to. The one who likes to throw blows for about 3. Thinks the bell at the end of a round.
Jermaine Durandamy.
Bell at the end of a round is more of a suggestion than a hard rule.
That was a little fucked up for sure. And Holly really needs a win here. Needs a win bad. Ever since she beat Rousey, she's 1-4.
Yeah, the one being Betch Correia, which she's kind of the punching bag of the division.
She's losing that fight to Durandamy really. Losing to Tate, and then she lost to Shevchenko. Losing to Durandamy, though, for that featherweight title has fucked her mind up bad. And then she fought Cyborg and just got her ass beat for 25 minutes.
Well, and even when she got the win over Betch Correia, she still looked like she was really holding back. That's the whole thing with Holly Holm. That's where she had her best shit, was when she would counter and when she would advance. Well, yeah, that's the whole thing. Even against Correia, we saw that she was not advancing the way she usually did. The crowd was booing and everything else. And that was around, 2 years ago this coming week?
Yeah.
Week after next?
Pretty close.
So, it's...
we got a great finish out of it. Fucking head kick and then a fucking hook to the mouth while she was on her ass.
Took way too long to get there.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. And then fans want to see they want to see some action. I mean, we got lucky. We went to UFC Austin. By God, that was just a lights out card. I mean, there was really only like one fight that kind of tore down the momentum, but it quickly got picked right back up after that.
It was well, I mean, shit. Even like there was some ladies fighting on that card as well, I think. And that was actually a really good fight. I think it was a flyweight fight.
Yeah. Yeah, the one that kind of slowed it all down was when Trinaldo fought Vic, but the one I did not think was going to be a slowdown in that fight card back in February.
That was a little bit of a bummer, and a night full of fucking finishes. No, it was women's bantamweight.
Yeah.
Sarah Morris and Lucy Pugilova. Yeah, that was a great fight. And then, I don't know, man. It seems like it's more and more difficult to make these women's weight divisions a little more entertaining.
Interesting.
Maybe entertaining is a bad word. Interesting is the right word. There's no interest. I'm only interested in Nunes fighting Cyborg. That's the only ladies fight I'm interested in right now. And whatever Shevchenko wants to do.
Yeah. Well, and what's her name? It holds the strawweight championship right now.
Rose
Namajunas. Anytime she fights is going to be interesting as well. Anyway, I mean, granted that was a decision fight, a 5-round decision against Joanna, but good Lord, I mean, it had its moments. That fight had its moments. If you're a fan of striking, that by God, it had a lot of that.
It was a goddamn clinic. Yeah, it was a masterclass in that.
All right, you want to go up and down the card?
Let us check out what we got here. I'm just gonna pick the ones that jump out at us.
Okay.
Too. I mean that main card is pretty much solid top to bottom as far as people we recognize. On the Fight Pass prelims, you have Clay Guida fighting Charles Oliveira at lightweight.
Oliveira needs a win, right?
Oliveira.
I mean, he went from looking like just a real master of submission, and it seems like, unless my memory's flawed, I'm pretty sure he's lost more than he's won lately.
Yeah. Ever since he lost Max Holloway back in August 2015, he's beaten Miles Jury and Will Brooks, but has lost to Anthony Pettis, Ricardo Lamas, and Paul Felder, all by finishes.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the whole thing. He used to have some pretty dominant jiu-jitsu on the ground, and the problem is that, man, now he was facing off against guys that were okay with going ahead and posturing up and throwing some hands down on him.
And fucking Clay Guida, who last fight finished Joe Lozon in fucking first round.
God, Lozon has been all over the map lately, too.
Yeah. Usually a Joe Lozon fight, you hear about that going all the way to the end and getting Fight of the Night awards.
That guy's been getting laid out.
Yeah. Clay Guida, after dropping twos, 1-2 in a row, back up at lightweight.
Found the fountain of youth.
Well, hey, the bumping up in weight seems to be like, I'm just kind of floundering here, and why cut all this weight if I'm not able to get the job done, bump up and make it a little easier, and it seems to be working out so far. Charles Oliveira will be his biggest challenge, but I think Clay Guida is going to walk away with a finish on this one.
I think his ground game is interesting enough, and by interesting, I mean he's active enough. I don't know if Oliveira can really be able to utilize the best of his ability to win that fight.
Yeah. No, I see Clay Guida knocking him out. Maybe not in the first round, but certainly in the first 10 minutes. Then we got Rashad Evans closing out the Fight Pass prelim, and Joseph Benavidez fighting Sergio Pettis, but who gives a fuck about either Pettis, brother?
Yeah.
Fighting Anthony Smith at light heavyweight.
God, is this a don't leave the promotion Rashad kind of fighter?
Well, I mean, shit, man. He lost to Alvey via split back in August of last year. Lost to Daniel Kelly via split in March of last year. Got knocked out by Glover. Lost to Bate. He's lost 4 in a row. His last 2 wins came against Dan Henderson and Chael Sonnen.
Oh, Jesus.
So, I mean, he finished Chael.
Yeah.
He got a split decision over Hendo. But since then, well, he had that injury that kept him out for a while. He's had injuries supreme.
Right.
Then tried out the middleweight shit. Did not work out. Now he's bumping back up to light heavyweight. It's time. It is time. There is no title run in Rashad Evans' future. He should either be looking for money fights or looking to retire.
Yeah. He doesn't do a bad job when they bring him into the analyst desk. I think he kind of lets some dummies talk all over him.
I think he should fucking just retire and go to do that. He's really good at it.
Yeah.
And he's fucking smart, so it works out. And he's fighting Anthony Smith, who has lost to Cesar Ferreira and Thiago Santos. Other than that, his biggest win is Hector Lombard, which he fucking finished in the third round at that Rockhold Branch card. Yeah, you got a 29-year-old guy coming at you, Rashad.
Yeah.
Who wants to make a name, and he's going to use what you got left to get that done. I think the five pass prelims get closed out with Rashad Evans probably staring at the ceiling. Yep. Yeah. Let's see. Fox Sports 1 prelims. We have Rashad Coulter fighting Chris De La Rocha, not to be confused with the lead singer of Rage Against the Machine. Ricardo Lamas fighting Mirsad Bektik at featherweight. Ricardo Lamas is another one of those that needs to get back on track.
Yeah, but the thing is with Ricardo Lamas, the thing is he's such a God. I'll put it plainly. He's penthouse or shithouse, right?
Yeah, either he's going to knock someone the fuck out and get $50,000 for doing it, or the other guy's going to get $50,000 for finishing it.
Yeah.
If his fucking fighter can actually make weight, when he fought Charles Oliveira did not make weight, and then subbed him. That's where we had our big hullabaloo with this guy.
Yeah, Bektik. God, it's been a little while since I've seen that guy. I don't know. That if Ricardo Lamas shows up and he's the Ricardo Lamas that I think he can be, yeah, hey, look out. But man, but not being on the main pay-per-view card, I don't know if he's one of those guys that gets that in his head or not.
Yeah, and Bektik has only lost to Darren Elkins back at 209. Outside of that, dude is fucking undefeated. Godofredo Pepe knocked him the fuck out with a punch to the body. I mean, this guy's a finishing machine. So I don't know, and he's a hometown boy, Chi-Town hometown boy.
Well, we may see a change in the guard here then.
I fucking wouldn't doubt it. We got Claudia Gadelha fighting Carla Esparza.
And it's been a long time since Gadelha fought. Man, she's got a really good fan base. My problem is with Carla Esparza. She's a gatekeeper, man.
If that.
And she has, she's big pals with Felice Herrig, who's from Chicago, who's going to be in attendance and doing all that fun stuff and everything else for her pal Carla Esparza. I don't think that's going to do her a bit of good. Claudia Gadelha's got to get a win because she's been too inactive for too long. Look for her to come out guns a-blazing, man.
Yeah, she fought twice last year. Subbed Karolina Kovacevic. Lost to Andrade. And, but outside of that, Joanna has been her biggest bane.
Yeah.
So maybe now that Joanna is out of the way for a little bit, just like with Ronda Rousey losing the belt, now's the time for people to start jumping in and be like, it's my time to jump in. I can take Rose. They
have talent. I mean, there's no doubt about that. It's the problem is that strawweight there's not a lot of inertia, so you're not getting fools knocked out. Usually submission's about the best you can hope for.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Gadelha in that. Carla Esparza, the only thing that she's really known for is fucking being the first strawweight champ. And even that was, Rose was supposed to be Rose.
Right.
But she's had a bad night, and Carla fucking took advantage of it. Now here we are years later, and she's reaping the benefits of it while Carla's just fucking hanging out.
God, I don't even know where they have her ranked. And because they always kind of inflate the rankings about 3 weeks out before a big card. So
let's see. She's currently ranked number 9.
God, that means she
ass in top 10.
That means she needs to probably be at about 12. So,
okay, let's see. We're nearly already hit an hour. All right, a little bit of rapid fire before we hit the 2 title fights. Alistair Overeem fighting Curtis Blades at heavyweight.
Now that one's going to be an interesting deal because Blades looked great his last time out.
Yeah, when he went against Mark Hunt, I really liked what he did.
He looked like he wasn't aware of what he was supposed to be doing in the octagon the fight before that. But I think he's got his feet under him now. Honestly, though, Overeem, the big question with him is that jaw. Can that chin?
Oh, fuck no.
Can that
after
chin
that
take anything?
After that Ngannou uppercut, chin is gone.
Yeah.
He's got an Arlovsky chin. So
He'd been looking really, really phenomenal. I mean, what against Verdum? I mean, guy's been looking really good.
Yeah.
Until he doesn't.
Yeah, and then when he doesn't, he really doesn't.
I like Curtis Blades, actually.
I do, too. I think Curtis Blades is going to either outlast him or fucking put him to sleep.
I think get it to the ground and throw some elbows. Yeah.
And then we get to your main card. Chicago-made Punk.
Phil Brooks.
Philip K. Brooks. Ken Mel Brooks fighting Mike Jackson. Both 0-1 fighters. This is your opening fight on the pay-per-view in Chicago. I understand why CM Punk is there. I think this will be the end of the CM Punk experiment.
Well, he's fighting some young kid that has no experience in the octagon, right? Or very little.
He's same record, 0-1.
Yeah.
Who's also Mike Jackson has also lost to Mickey Gall.
God, when was it CM Punk fought last? 2 years ago. We're coming up on 2 years in August or July. I want to say July or August. That's when he'd fought Mickey Gall.
That was such a bad decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was September 2016.
Yeah. So he hadn't fought since.
Yeah.
Now, if you think he's been out getting complete training from Duke Rufus and all this other fun stuff, fine.
Hell no, this guy just finished wrapping up a lawsuit with his former employer's doctor.
Really?
Yeah, which he ended up winning. The doctor was suing him for damages.
Good, because he's not going to get no $50,000 coming up on Saturday night.
Unless he takes that fight 15 minutes and drops it like at 14:59.
The biggest problem is, I think it was on one of Joe Rogan's podcasts, he was talking about CM Punk, said, look, the guy's clearly not a fighter. That's the problem. You can train somebody, but if that's not really in their genes, you've got a problem. And I don't think it's in his genes.
And you really got to figure that out early. You don't. Yeah. I mean, it's tough to be in your mid-30s. He's almost fucking 40.
Yeah.
And then decide I'm going to be a fighter.
Yeah, bad
after
idea.
being a professional wrestler for fucking well over 10 years.
Yeah.
It's like you've basically taken all the damage of MMA fights without actually really being in a fight.
It is always a good one to point out to WWE fans. So I was like, well, I'm not going to debate whether or not your guys are athletes, because they are. They're just not fighters.
Yeah, and that's a sad fact.
Except for Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is the exception.
That's right. Brock Lesnar, even fucking Ken Shamrock was NWA champion at one point.
Right.
You know?
Well, and look at Brock. He didn't look great his first two fights out of the gate.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but he caught...
he picked it up pretty quick.
Yeah, he got real shitty, got super hot, and then it was gone.
But he was like a collegiate wrestler of great renown. I mean, the guy had a combat skill. CM Punk didn't have any combat skills.
None. He had none before deciding he was going to do this.
I mean, I'd like to think maybe he could come out and get a win in his hometown.
I'd have rather him fucking hired the Green Power Ranger to fucking do it. At least that guy has a background.
Yeah.
That's who they should have gotten to fight CM Punk. It's fucking Green Power Ranger. Yeah, and you tell me you wouldn't buy. I'd buy that fucking pay-per-view twice. But anyway, I think Mike Jackson is going to get his first win, and I think we're going to bid fairly well to CM Punk.
Yeah. You think he's going to do the whole retirement of the gloves in the octagon?
Oh, if he does, I'm going to fucking just vomit all over the place.
I retire these brand new gloves I've got that have been used twice, dropped once.
He needs to go to Bellator, man. He'd be a better fit.
Yeah.
And they would do everything they could to make him a huge star. They would just, he'd be a paper star, but he'd be a huge star.
God, I would say, yeah, because they do. They have, they don't admit it, but they basically have like a senior circuit over there.
That's right.
And they don't want anybody to know about it, but that's where they kind of put the old washed up sumbitches at.
That everyone wants to see, apparently.
Yeah. No, people are... Bellator's doing well financially, I guess, but don't go to Ryzen though. Those bastards actually throw over there.
Yeah, and they don't drug test either.
No. Uncle Creepy.
The newly retired Ian McCall.
Yeah, he went to Ryzen and found out. Oh, yeah, these guys actually are pretty skilled over in Asia. So
I think I'm done.
Yeah.
Andrei Arlovsky. Speaking of chins, fighting Tai Tuivasa, who's undefeated.
Yeah, that's Tuivasa, and we might get a whole shitload of retirements. That might be a interesting night.
Retirement late night. Rashad Arlovsky and Punk, maybe even Overeem. Who knows?
Maybe.
Holly Holm, Megan Anderson. We discussed. Moving on to our co-main event of the evening for the interim welterweight championship, Rafael dos Anjos versus a stupid man in the Colby Covington. I fucking hate Colby Covington, dude.
Yeah. Well, with good reason.
Dude is so cringy when he's
Yep.
trying to talk shit.
Yeah.
It's like he doesn't know how to talk shit. He just remembers how he was talk shit too in school, and then tries to like fucking. He's calling people nerds.
Yeah. Yeah. He clearly knows that there's a mine. There's a mine to get the fuck out of Bobby. Goddamn it. Anyway,
Bobby Wheeler coming in hot.
You know, but there's a as we know too well, you've got guys like Conor McGregor, and really there is nobody like Conor McGregor. It's Conor McGregor. Does what he does very well. I mean, the rest of his nonsense might piss you off, but the guy talks a great game and can infuriate people and get in their head. Colby Covington thinks he has that game. He doesn't.
He just doesn't. And I really think RDA is going to come in here and beat the living shit out of him.
I think the end result could be really, really great one direction or the other. And that is, if RDA wins, well, the entire nation of Brazil will be happy and everything else, and Colby Covington will be put in his place. But if Colby Covington wins, we might very well see Brazil drop out of any pacts that they have with the United States.
It could be politically destructive to our current way of living. I mean, Colby is not his biggest fight has been his last fight with Damian Maia. He did really well, but Damian Maia has also become the epitome of the one-trick pony.
Yeah. If he can't get you to the ground, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, you can just pepper him all day.
RDA, as we know, that guy. He hadn't looked great in the last couple of fights, but God, we can still remember. I mean, he demolished some fools. He demolished Anthony Pettis. I mean, and Pettis is kind of a real finesse kind of a guy, but RDA figured him out real fast.
Yeah, I mean, he dominated Benson, knocked him out in the first round. He leg kicked Nate Diaz into oblivion.
Yep.
Beat Anthony Pettis, beat Donald Cerrone. When he got to the top tier is when he started faltering, lost to Alvarez, lost Ferguson.
Well, because he's not a very big, and these are a welterweight, yeah?
Yeah, after the Ferguson fight, he bumped up to 170.
Yeah, because, and he came out and had some moderate success there at 170, right?
Yeah, undefeated. Beat Safdien, beat Magny, beat Lawler.
Yeah, that's...
And fought Lawler for 5 rounds.
Yeah.
And beat him by decision, which is a tough thing to do against Robbie Lawler.
Yeah, especially with the way that Robbie Lawler likes to come out in the 5th round.
Yeah.
Although he looked like he didn't have that gear anymore. But
no, just like what Diego does. He'll just throw. And apparently volume means points in the judge's eyes.
Yeah.
Who do you have?
But the problem is he's a very small welterweight, though. But if that doesn't hold him back and he's able to get inside and still throw them hands.
Yeah. I mean, Covington's big. Covington's certainly going to have the size advantage.
I think, based on what I have seen, I think RDA, but I don't know. But the other problem is I think if RDA wins, I know people are going to start talking about title shots and things like that. That guy does not need to be in the top 5 of the welterweight division.
Well, this is for the interim belt. I
is
mean,
it
guaranteed title?
I don't. Yeah, that's right. But I don't see it. I don't.
Well, the welterweight division is a little stagnant right now. Stephen Thompson.
Well, that's because they have somebody sitting at the top that doesn't fight.
Yeah. Well,
they have the new Cain Velasquez, and he weighs 170 pounds, and he's an African American guy.
That's actually a pretty good point. I'd pay to see RDA and Tyron Woodley fight. I think it'd actually be probably Tyron Woodley's best fight. Maybe not.
Yeah,
not
because his countering stuff would come in. I think Stephen Thompson could fight RDA just fine too, because then he'd be using his countering stuff.
Yeah.
God, I hate the fact that there are so many counter strikers in the throughout all the UFC right now, top to bottom, because they are some of the most dull. I get what they're doing and I understand it, but I hate it because they really suck momentum out of a round, out of a fight, and out of an entire card.
Sure. Especially when you have them on later on. If you have them right about the middle of the card, they'll take some more chances.
Right.
But if it's for a belt, boy, they're going to play it super safe.
Yeah. I think RDA, and I think it's going to be a finish. I think probably not even in the championship rounds.
Yeah. I got to agree with that. Moving on to our main event at middleweight, the rematch of a fight that I nearly went to go see. Robert Whittaker, your fucking current reigning, defending, undisputed middleweight champion in a middleweight division that's had, seems like 3 champions in the past 2 months. Fighting Yoel, the Cuban murderer, Romero.
Well, that's a soldier of Jesus, right?
I like,
Soldier of
I like
God,
Cuban.
something
I like the Cuban murderer.
Yeah, and I like Yoel. I really do. I like him against everybody except Robert Whittaker. I really do.
This could be his Jose Aldo.
I really think that Robert Whittaker has an interesting game in the fact that he fights really long until he doesn't. And he's right smack in the middle of your shit, and you're catching some elbows against the side. He doesn't really go much for that clinch game too heavy, but he doesn't mind putting your back against the fence and doing some pretty crazy things involving short elbows and ways to back out again, create that distance again, and then close it again.
Yeah.
He's a hard man to fight to try to gain gauge your distance.
I mean, the dude's on an 8-fight win streak right now. He's beating Brunson. He's beating Jacare. He's beating Uriah Hall. Beating Brad Tavares. He's beating Yoel.
I really, the only question mark I have on Whittaker is whether or not that knee is okay.
Well, he's had a solid year.
Oh yeah, but I mean if it's something that was structurally so bad, I don't know if it's one of those where it's going to be a psychological factor that he favors it. I don't know.
I think we're going to see. We'll see with that first takedown sprawl, how good that knee is doing. As soon as Yoel just shoots.
Well, and we'll see too. I really thought the first time they met, I actually kind of liked Yoel's game plan, the way he went into that. But I don't think that he went enough in volume in the early rounds.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
And on top of that, Yoel's got some really crazy things he'll pull out of the bag once in a while. He didn't pull out anything out of his bag of tricks against Whittaker, really. I mean, I think a spinning back fist, but...
Yeah, he didn't bring out a whole lot, but except for fucking damaging that leg first round. That was kind of the most significant thing he did. But this guy has every part of his body's a weapon.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even want to make a pick on this one because I like Whittaker.
It's tough.
I do like Whittaker against Romero. I like him against just virtually everybody in the division. And I like Romero against almost everybody except Whittaker. But I don't know, man. I don't know if he can. Maybe that fight. Maybe he kind of got a little smarter about it. I mean, listen to that guy and kind of his kind of what goes into his thought process, his philosophy of fighting. He's not a dummy.
No, fucking no way.
So adjustments that he might have made, sure. And if I would be stunned if he doesn't go directly after that leg right away, first round.
Well, he did switch over to American Top Team.
Yeah.
So maybe the change in direction. I mean, he's training with the likes of Colby Covington now.
Right.
Maybe that.
Let's also not forget he's not a young guy. He's what, 37?
41.
41.
He's 41 years old.
And Cuban years.
Which are hard fucking years.
Which might mean he might be 51. I don't know. That's the way that their little leaguers do it.
I mean, the fact that this guy can make 185 is insane. But I at the end of the day, I think Yoel's going to catch him. I really do.
Well, and we thought that might be the case their first time around. I guess safe pick for me would be just to assume it's going to happen all over again. Whittaker will get another win either by decision or I don't see Whittaker really finishing him in this one, but I do like Whittaker's chances of getting a decision out of it. If there's going to be a finish, I think it's going to be from Yoel.
Yeah. That's kind of how I picture in my mind. He's going to work that takedown for a good chunk of that first part of the fight, and then he is going to act like he's going to shoot, and Whittaker is going to try to sprawl, and Yoel's just going to light him up with a knee like he is known to do, as Chris Weidman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Weidman's like, man, I can handle this sport pretty easy. Yeah, if you keep fighting Brazilians, fight a Cuban. Boo. A little different story.
Fight that Cuban, yeah. Him or Joey Diaz. I think I can take Joey Diaz.
All right. Let's go to the big wrap-up. We've been going way too long for a Wednesday.
Goddamn right. Yeah, I know. We're not aware of our time constraints.
A little sober tonight. I might apologize for him, but hey.
Yeah, I'm working on it. It's Wednesday. I just got off work like 12 hours ago.
All right, on to the picks. What's your drink? Oh, choice.
Goddamn, I think I'm just going to go Budweiser on this one. Keep it simple. Keep it Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm probably going to look ahead to my time in the Duke City. I'll probably have to get something from Marble or Tractor while I'm up there. A local
yeah.
New Mexico
Tractor's
beer.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Tractor's pretty good.
The Marble has a white. It's like a Belgian white, I think. It's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Like I like Belgian whites more than I do the wheats.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll still drink fucking Belgian wheat. It's just get that banana kind of back into it.
Right.
Metal.
I'm gonna go Tremonti, and Dying Machine is the name of the record. I would probably definitely check this one out. I think the whole thing might be out. I think that might be their advantage day. If it's not, I know they have at least 3 singles out. The whole thing will be out on Friday on YouTube, so you might want to preview it there. But yeah, definitely add that shit to your Spotify, or hell, throw the band some money and buy it.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. I mean, streaming on Spotify still gives them cheddar. I'm gonna go Steve Vai, but he made an album with Devin Townsend back when Devin Townsend was a little bit of a younger kid, where he was the frontman.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, as a matter of fact, I'll after we're done here, I'll pull it up and let you peruse. But yeah, I'm gonna go Steve Vai with Devin Townsend as frontman.
All right.
And our MMA picks. I think we're not going to have not one. We're having 2 retirements tomorrow.
Yeah, 3 would be the trifecta. Might be the smart pick.
Chance
too.
for 3, but I think there's a solid chance for we see 2 fighters say sayonara, and one probably because the company's gonna be like, "Go fuck yourself. We're not going to pay you anymore to come out here and lose."
Rashad, really? 0-5? No, sir.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Holly home by a head kick knockout second round.
Oh, no way.
We've seen it before.
yes, that is her. That's her flying knee. That's her Yoel flying knee.
Or if I have to pick another chick fight, I will pick Gedalia in a first round stoppage through throwing elbows just incessantly.
Brazilian rage
against Sparza. Yeah.
Yeah, she's really going to try to get that title shot now that Joanna's not champ.
Yeah,
being 0-2. Well, my friend,
what do you did you take a pick on the MMA?
I'm going retirement. I'm rocking picks on retirements.
Wonder if that's like in a sports book in Las Vegas.
As far as fighting goes, I'll pick. This will be a stretch. I'm going to pick Colby Covington to beat RDA, but then Ally Aquina is going to do run-in and hit him in the back of the head with a steel chair because American Top Team and Colby Covington have appeared in pro wrestling.
Oh, really?
Like on pay-per-views.
God. It's starting to blur the lines of reality and non-reality.
Yeah, back when Rumble was a professional wrestler for all of 3 months. So I think we're going to finally get some pro wrestling storylines going on. We're going to get that raging Ally Aquina and Colby Covington. Al's going to bump up probably 20 pounds of weight. It's going to be a goddamn blockbuster. Summer's going to be hot, folks. Keep an eye out for it.
Wow, that's an odd pick. All right, there we go. Hey, so thanks for joining us on a Wednesday or a Thursday, whenever you're listening to this, hopefully before the weekend. And do know we think about you. We just can't do it on Friday this week. That's all, baby.
That's right. And, hey, who knows? Maybe if the fight card is kick-ass enough, we might hop on here. And
if we get enough liquor fueled in our system. And yeah,
that's right.
All right. Well, anyway, that's it for this week. We'll be right back to our normal Friday nonsense coming up next week. Take care, you heathens.
Later, fools.